Next, we move on to our last segment. I call this A Tweet Saves the Day. So here I give you a scenario and ask you to weigh in on it or tweet about it. Now, you may or may not be a Twitter person, but for the purposes of this segment, I would ask you to think of a tweet that you would send out, which is appropriate to the situation. So here we go. A tweet saves the day. Here's your scenario. The digital health ecosystem is booming. With the explosion of digital health apps, there are apps to monitor, evaluate, and diagnose most common conditions. That is, maybe it's respiratory illness or cardiac events, skin problems, diabetes management, hypertension, etc. Yet, people are beginning to complain that they now have to download, get familiar with, and use a variety of apps, each one of which is for a specific condition or at best a set of closely related conditions only. As a veteran entrepreneur and physician, you're asked to weigh in on the situation and suggest how this digital health ecosystem should evolve. What would you say? Or rather, what would you tweet?
So many apps to replace a simple conversation between a doctor and his patient.
Right. So do you think that's the right way to go, or we have to think differently about it?
I think that it's a part of an evolution. We see that like mushrooms, there are a lot of them after the rain, but most of them wither and die, and you're left only with a few. And I think that relying on these apps to replace the encounter or to facilitate the encounter between caregivers, between practitioners and clinicians and their patients won't hold water for a long time. And I think AI or these apps need to know their place in the world, where they can help and where they can do damage. And we're not yet sure where that line crosses.
Fantastic.